Hi there, you're watching the Gardens and Graveyard channel. My name is Charisma and today we're in the garden and it's time for our middle of the month garden tour. So I'm going to get turned around and show you what we have going on. We're starting on our front porch instead of by the driveway because I just have a couple of cute things to show you and an update on our water jug project. These are our water jugs or milk jugs or juice jugs that we planted up. And these are a mixed container Snapdragons. And I'm seeing a bunch of little tiny green growth in there. Then we have the white foxglove. And not really seeing anything in there yet. Maybe. No. And then I've got amaranth in here. I see some soil movement, but I don't see much greenery. There is one leaf I can see off to the right there. This is pumpkin on a stick. And let's see if we could see anything in there. I don't know. I don't really see anything in there either. The pumpkin on the stick and the foxglove always take a long time. What's this one? These are the angel wings. They are all coming up really good in there. You can see that. This one is honeywort, and those are coming up pretty good. And then we have some phlox, which is also coming up really good. So pretty good germination on the milk jugs. And then we're going to get turned around. The porch baskets are looking pretty sad. The Dusty Miller got pretty much zapped in our cold weather that we weren't expecting, but the violas are looking fantastic. These have been in here since October, so pretty nice, and the heuchera are hanging in there just fine. All right, then over here I've got my lavenders. They're looking a tad tired. I may have lost this one. Looks pretty bad, but these ones are looking okay. They just, they'll flush out as it gets a little warmer. Look how cute this basket is looking. I'm so excited. It's so cute. I love it. It's so fun and springy. I have a couple of a ranunculus and an osteospermum that I picked up, and some tulips in the container still. I need to get out into something. And then I've got some seedlings hardening off out here. I've got the cup and saucers and some ranunculus, which are really leggy. But I can plant them out pretty soon. All right, so let's go ahead and get to the beginning. See, this Dusty Miller doesn't look as bad. Just a couple of dead branches. Pull out of there, clean it up, it'll look great. Anyway, all right, so let's get up to the front and I'll show you what's going on throughout the rest of the garden. So just as a reminder, I live on the Oregon coast, in the central Oregon coast, in a zone 9A. We are a really temperate climate, fluctuating between 35 at night, 40 degrees, up to like 50 in the daytime at this time of year. So not a huge fluctuation in temperature, and we should be past all of our freezing temps. We had snow like a week ago, which is kind of insane for this area. It only lasted for a day, but still unusual. It's been nice for about 3 days, kind of just overcast and slightly warmish. Nice enough to be out in the garden. We've done some tasks, but it's going to start raining again tomorrow. So it'll be back indoors for a few days, and as the spring goes on. And spring is kind of like we were just jumping out here and doing a project and running inside as soon as it starts raining again, because it'll like downpour and then be clear and then downpour. So yeah, that's fun times a year. Anyways, let's get the camera turned around. We're up at the driveway, and we'll take a walk all the way around the house, and I'll show you what's blooming and what's coming up at this time of year in the middle of March on the Oregon coast. All right, so starting here in the beginning, nothing new really. We've got our holding table is getting more full. And then over on this side, this is where all of our privets are, but inside the privet grove are our hostas. But right now, we have all of our pearly everlasting coming up. You can see all this blue-gray growth in here. This is, of course, the native strawberry ground cover. But these guys, the blue-gray color, will get about 18 to 20 inches tall and have these sweet little yellow or white flowers on them. The lemony lace elderberry is starting to push new growth. Wonder if I can here focus. It's hard to get things to focus this time of year. The black lace elderberry is also pushing new growth. You can see all of her black growth. Okay, just looking over here, we've got pots full of bulbs. So hyacinths are going gangbusters in there with a little bit of crocus. And a whole bunch more are gonna open up, and you can see a bunch of pollinators hanging out on there. Because it's overcast, these are kind of closed up, but the Iberis has tons and tons of buds all over them, all the way down. The roses are also pushing new growth, but no actual roses yet. I've got some crocus up in this container. And the tulips are up. The lupine is up, but there's no flowers yet here. I'll pan over to this side. I've got some hyacinths coming up right there. And, oh, in our little patches that we're pushing some lawn bulbs eventually, but the grape hyacinths are all showing color. So that's fun. We've got some flowers coming up in here. In all of our patches, the grape hyacinths are coming up. Got a bag full of tulips here, but no flowers yet. It's still too early. But the crocus in the landscape are doing really great. Look at these giant crocus. Aren't those sweet? I've got a patch right there. And across the way, you can see some over there as well. Really fun. Noticing that the Curia japonica is coloring up with her yellow buds. Of course, the Edwardia, which I forgot to even point out, is still blooming, still looking fantastic this time of year. And the hellebore, can you see that hellebore over there? You can see the hellebore right there next to the Edwardia, all looking really beautiful. Okay, so then we're gonna pan over here. I do have daffodils coming up, and the winter hazel is still a little baby, but she's getting her blooms on her as well. Just not quite yet. I've got a columbine coming up all over the place, which is fun. Everything's just pushing new growth, but not really flowering a whole ton. The purple heather is doing great. White heather is doing great. It's been in bloom for a bit. We've got one daffodil. This is our very first daffodil to open for the season. It's not even quite all the way open. Let's see. And then there's some over there starting to color up. Over here in the corner bed, you can see the forsythia is starting to bloom right there. Still not easy to see. See her flowers are open right there. There we go. There we go. Beautiful. So still a little baby as well. Russian sage is starting to push new growth as well, which is great. I wasn't sure if it was gonna make it through the winter. Okay. Let's head on down to the lower garden. I guess what's blooming over here is vinca. You can see all the little blue, purple flowers all through there. That is vinca in bloom. And before I go downstairs, I'll point out the cherry is starting to bloom as well. It hasn't quite opened up. There we go. So the cherry is just starting to open up her flowers, and it's about to be fabulous. I love this fountain cherry. It's so gorgeous. All right. Yeah, I think that's it over here. Yeah. All right, so then we have our primroses. We recently planted new primroses, and then the older primroses were already blooming. All the blue and purple colored ones were there. And then we added all the orange and yellowy ones, the pink ones. So looking really good and fun and colorful for the season. I'd like to go ahead and check on our babies over here. Obviously, those are doing fantastic. That's doing fantastic. These ones, I think they might have got hit by that cold and not doing great. Yeah. We've got garlic chives and Egyptian onions. And
Look how great that's doing.
yeah, that's the primrose that we planted last year. Looks good. It's a bumblebee primrose. And then this is the chamomile that I transplanted from in the backyard. Looking good, as well as the chamomile the other kind of chamomile that I transplanted is right there. Looking good. We've got regular chives and garlic chives are coming up. So, all right. Over here, it's time to clean up this heuchera. These are still the hydrangeas pushing new growth, which is good. And we just planted that PJM rhodie. You'll be seeing that in a video this week. That looks good too. All right, we'll just keep going along here. That tough stuff is starting to push new growth. Yay! Oh yeah, the lungwort. The plant is so weak, but it's blooming. That's kind of strange, but there's another one. This is the Plumeria. I don't know. All the Crocosmia is coming back. Of course. The mock orange made it through the winter though. That's good.
Yeah, it did.
Let's see. That rhodie looks good, but I don't see blooms yet. Also, not seeing any new growth on these hydrangeas either.
No, this one does.
Planted them kind of late. Oh, that's something else. That's the Ribes sanguineum. I don't know. They still feel flexible. Just gonna keep waiting. Bear's Breeches pushed out new growth. The spireas are coming back. That willow looks pretty crispy.
That's snow.
I know. We got hit with snow so late in the season, and some of these are more tender than others. This is good to zone 9, which is where we are, but we'll just keep watching it. It's not snapping. It's just it's like winter burn, which we don't normally get to see. But it's still really flexible, so we'll watch and see if it pushes new growth or not. It's time to cut back all of our ferns. That's gonna be the next big project that we do back here. Spencer's not looking forward to that. Look at them though, they're just like really want to be cut back. Yikes. Yeah. Okay. The golden rain tree is pushing new growth. It's got buds all over it. And go see if the magnolia is doing anything yet. Magnolia has lots of fuzzies on it. So still kind of a quiet time in the garden. The pansies that we planted this fall looking great. The white ones are blooming now. They weren't blooming for a while. So it's fun to see both going. Right. I don't think we have anything going on back here yet. We have lots of tulips coming up, but nothing ready for bloom yet. The hellebores are still going. They look pretty great. We've got snowdrops all up out of the ground, just not blooming yet. And the blueberries are pushing their new growth. Okay, I think that's pretty much it. So that does it for our March, middle of the month garden tour on the Oregon coast in a Zone 9A. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope that you keep celebrating your life. We will see you in the next video. Bye.